Good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a lovely day. We're having what we call a full spring here this week. Whoa, there we go. So I've been stuck inside for a while, and we're gonna do some fun stuff outside, and I'm gonna cut up some logs. I don't know what we're gonna cut yet, but I don't want to be inside, and I want to be outside. And we're gonna play Sawmill today. So that's all I got so far. I don't really know what we're doing yet, but we're going to do something that involves being outdoors. So it's currently about 40 degrees, and it's still going to warm up some more today. So it is January 30th, and that's like at least 20, if not 30 or 40 degrees warmer than you'd expect this time of year. So like that thing hasn't gone anywhere. We haven't had any snow this year. So that's fool spring. The idea is that you're a fool if you think this is it and we're through winter, because it's going to drop off again, and that's how it works. So it's like a little preview of what spring could feel like, because it feels like March or April right now. Anyway, we got to get the saw pulled out of here, get the machines ready. So that's the first step. Don't hit the skid steer. Just one of the more, I guess, interesting things about learning how to move the saw around is learning how much bend the forks have. So I have to like pre-tip my mast back to compensate for the fact that when the ends of the forks pick up that side of the saw, they're gonna droop. There we go. See there, I picked it. As the front started coming up, the back side of the forks finally touched. One question people ask me a lot is, aren't I afraid that I'm driving around with my mast up, that I'm going to crash into my lights or to one of the trusses? And when I first moved in here, what I did was I'm going to mark on this link here. So if I put this mark to here, that's my maximum clearance between the top of the cage and any of my lights hanging down. So I still have, I don't know, 8 inches of clearance. But as I come into the garage door, I'm going to lose some. So I'm going to float the base just off the ground a little bit. And now I can drive under the overhead door without worrying about, breaking my door with the forklift. Fly, little sawmill, fly! Alright, now we just drive this thing over to the driveway and set it on the mill bed. Yeah, this is quite a bit nicer than tarping the saw, is what I used to have to do. I did that for years before I had this building. So every time I used the saw, I would have to pull the tarps off of it. And then when I was done, before it started raining again, I had to put the tarps back on again. This is quite a bit more convenient, just to be able to drive it over whenever I need to use it, put it away when I'm done. It's out of the elements completely. And it's this is not a big deal to drive this thing over here. I already have the bed set up here because I was planning on cutting again last fall, sometime in November, but I never got around to it. So I just left the bed here. Normally, I'll put the bed up by the barn as well to get it out of the driveway, but this time I didn't. So it's a little bit faster to set up. You just set the saw on here and you're ready to go, which is nice. Even if I have to set the bed up, it's not a big deal. It only takes a few minutes, maybe 20 minutes or so, to get the bed and then get it down here. Once I get those little stubs on the ends of the uprights over the bed, you just drop it on there and that's it. There's the saw head, ready to go once we figure out what it is we're cutting. So this might turn to more of like a log yard tour to give you a preview of what's going to be coming up this year as far as sawmill stuff goes. So I don't really want to cut anything big today. So a lot of the stuff is kind of off the table. This is a guest log. That's a piece of elm that I think is 6 foot across here at the flare, and then down there on that end's like 4 and change, something like that, 4.5 feet, some around there. So that's going to be coming this year. And then back here around it is a crotchy, weird piece of white oak. That's another guest log, guest sawmill, whatever. Someone else's log coming to spend a day cutting it, type of thing. This is the piece of ash that my son and I picked up last fall, and then the top section of it sitting right there. Back here I got this piece of white oak with this big old burl on it, and then we start getting into the silver maples. We got this monstrosity here. We got another kind of bigger thing. And then that's an entire tree with the top part of the crotch. It's got like 2 feet past there, so that's the kind of a cool like spread open tree slab thing. And then I got another crotch monster clump maple thing over there. On this side, that is a reject workbench kit silver maple log. It's got the big old bark inclusion and crotch in it, so that'll become some slabs at some point. A couple pieces of white oak down here. These are guest logs as well, so those will be cut this year too. What else we got over here? And we start getting into the old stuff. Got this stick of white oak that's like 14 feet long. That's been here for 4 years already. Still don't know when I'm going to cut that because I don't know what I want to do with it yet. So there it sits. And we got this guy here. This is one of the last pieces of the Iowa cherry tree. We will do that today and get those cut finally. I think there's another one somewhere. I don't know where. Down here is pretty cool. These are a couple of birch logs. These are from my parents' house. I removed the tree in their front yard for them. And there's some nice chunks of birch with some sentimental value. I got these smaller logs here. Those first 3 there are cherry, and this piece here is ash. These are from my neighbor across the street. There's some small ones. I can cut those. This is a piece of red oak that I salvaged in 2020. That's got to get cut at some point too. And I got another ash log back here, and then another chunk of silver maple here. I think we'll do that cherry. That'd be kind of a fun. Oh, there's the other one. We got that one and one behind it. Those are the last 2 pieces of that cherry tree. So we'll cut. We'll start on that one. We'll see how that goes, and maybe we'll cut that one too. Get them cut, get them on stickers, and get them drying. This one's got a cool S curve in it, so I'm gonna cut that thing with the curve so we have some nice curving grain that we can use for curved furniture pieces. This ash that JR and I picked up is a lot bigger than I remember. It looked smaller for some reason last fall. It's actually a pretty big log. Look how big it is. Now this is one of the, I don't know, more common questions I get from people building a saw, any kind of saw, is this drive feed system. So it's just it's a boat winch. One end here, the hook end gets hooked to the end of the frame. Yeah, I just have a pulley down here to redirect the line forward. The handle I just slip on and off as needed. And then you can just feed the saw like this. No big deal. I have the top bolt loose, so when I'm not using the handle, there's space in there, so I can just flop that in there, and that's it. I don't use the actual winch, the pawls. I leave it on neutral the whole time, and that's how the saw gets fed. This end looks like it's got kind of a curved down kind of thing going on, so we're gonna lock this side up a little bit. Oops. Logs are heavy. We'll smash stuff. Here's a closer look at this thing. It's got quite a nice curve coming that way up to that crotch right there. So that's going to make some nice kind of fun arched grain. And we'll have some crotch from the top section here. Got a little bit of a burl or maybe an old limb formation thing happening here. So should be generally pretty interesting. Just for fun, I'm going to put in some clips of the removal and hauling of this tree and show you exactly where on the tree this section came from. Let's see what this is looking like. It smells amazing. It's one thing I love about cutting cherries. It's so sweet and smells so fragrant and beautiful. I guess I could have probably gotten another crappy board out of this, but whatever. Maybe we'll cut that again a little bit. Got a nice big old knot hole here. And it's clear cherry. Yeah, that's cherry. I gotta get back in the shop and make stuff out of cherry. It's been a while. I've been doing so much walnut lately. Probably time to make another high boy. It seems like it's sitting pretty stable right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and at least pull one, or we'll see how it feels, maybe 2 slabs out of here so we get down into here and you get this kind of flattened out before you roll it over. At least that's the plan right now. We'll see if that stays the plan. That's where I was before. I'm going here. I think I'm gonna go again because it's not moving it at all. It's very stable, so might as well keep cutting. We might end up cutting this whole log. We might as well. Why move it if you don't have to? 7.5, 5.5. Got 2 cuts left, maybe 3. Okay, last cut already. You kind of forget how much faster the small logs go. Hey, that's it, I guess. Now for the fun part, seeing what's inside. You never know what you're gonna get. Could be anything. Probably wood, but could be something else. Who knows? That's got a nice curve to it. It's quite nice. Actually looks like it might have a little bit of kind of Ripley figure or something. You saw the other side of this one already. Yeah, that's got some actual figure all the way down through there. Oh yeah, let's see if I can get the camera to see this. You can see, there we go. How's that, huh? How's that for some figure? That ain't bad. Man, this is promising. I like this. Let's see what the next one's got going for us. Got some fun bit of crotch figure thing up there. There we go. This is kind of bigger than I thought it was going to be. Like, this is not light at all. Come on, gentle. Gentle flip. Oh yeah, that's Super figured. I did not expect this at all when I pulled this out of the pile. Look at that. Look how crazy, look all the figure in this. Yeah, that's nice. That is really nice. This is just, it's just bananas. Look at that. Oh, holy crap. What the hell? So we got a little less figure now that we're deeper in to the log. Still very vivid, but it's starting to get a little less crazy. As we come up here, we got a little bit of figure from above this knot here, and there's just a little bit of rippling through here. I mean, by comparison. And we're starting to get into some crotch figure through here. We do have this bit of rot and rot stain that's kind of coming down this limb into the union here, so you'll probably see some more of that, but it's I still can't get over this situation here. Yep, it's gone to boring. Now, boring by comparison, it's quarter sawn now. So not a whole lot of figure, at least by comparison, happening down here anymore. You can see we're into quarter sawn, so you can see a little bit of the ray fleck in the cherry. It's those little dots kind of in there. That's the ray fleck, and then all this nice straight grains because we are quarter sawn. And we got some old knots, but then we get up here to the crotch. Oh man, that's a nice long feather, and we got a doubler, a little baby feather, and big old one. This is all kind of it's not too bad. It's rot stained for sure. It's not super punky, but it is all split and kind of early rot stages. Looks like there's a little bit of like figurey speckles there. Yeah, not too bad. I think that's the biggest one. Actually, let me get some measurements on these. I don't have any measurements on these. Okay, across here at the widest, that is 35 inches. This is about 19, 18, 19. Kind of like consistent all the way down, which is pretty cool. And then the length on these, 126 inches. I love this curve. That's such a nice, long, graceful curve. Looks like we actually have some rot coming out on both limbs. This one's got a little bit of rot stain, actually a lot of bit of rot stain as well, coming all the way down through here. This guy's got a lot of rot stain, but the crotch is like still in really perfect shape. You can see the band of where the rot stain starts here and here, and the stuff in the middle with the crotch is still perfectly unaffected by what's going on around it, which is pretty darn cool. I got some speckling of some figure down here, and then I'm actually getting some more rot stain and stuff happening down here as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's slab number 5. Slab number 6 is the last one that's cut. Ooh, that's nice. A little burly thing. Looks like it's actually just an old limb. Very cool. Let's see if I can get this put down without destroying something. All right, this is kind of back to normal cherry, except we got a little bit of the remaining crotch figure up here. Not too much, just a little bit. But otherwise, I mean, down here, not really anything else going on. You got some nice plain sawn clear cherry all the way down through here. So there is the last slab off of this log. And oh man, those first few down there, that's some nice, I'm looking forward to using that for something. That's gonna be cool. All right, how are we doing on time? It is 2:30. I got like a half hour before I gotta go get the kids. And then I think we got karate tonight at 4. So I kind of want to cut the other one, but I don't think I'm gonna have time to. Yeah, we're not gonna get through that in a half hour. So I guess that's it. Weather check, 46. That's why I'm sweating. All right, let's get this thing put away real quick before I gotta go do my parent duties. Go be a dad for a bit. Get this all closed up. Detension the blade. See, normally I blow it off with a leaf blower. Yeah, it's gonna need that too. So that's it for today. Nice change of pace for me at least. I've been doing the house stuff for way too long, so it's nice to get back into doing things that I actually have some kind of passion for and get actual enjoyment out of. So this was a well-spent day. Well, part of the day, it was only a few hours. But hey, you know what? It's beautiful out. We are gonna plunge back into winter again. So getting out here and getting some exercise, getting some air, definitely a good use of my time. So that is gonna do it for this one. So go into the collection with the other logs from that tree, and eventually I will make something cool, or several cool things out of all this. So that's gonna do it for this one. Thank you as always for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments on the sawmill or anything back in the shop, please feel free to leave a comment. As always, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have. And until next time, happy woodworking. I love the smell of cherry. I wish we had smell-o-vision. It's so nice. It smells so good.